Welcome back to episode 199 of the God and Guns podcast. I'm your host, Troy, and Doug is not here because Doug is sick. So we're going to move forward tonight without Doug. It's going to be hard, but we'll make it. And we use this podcast to talk about God, guns, and the responsible Christian gun owner's interest. I tell you, when I'm out for a while, it's hard to read this. On this week's show, we'll be talking about SHOT. SHOT Show just got back over the weekend and it's blowing my eardrums out, so I'm adjusting my volume here. We were going to talk about duck hunting, but since Doug is too sick and coughing and wheezing to be on here, we'll have to table that until next week. We'll have Murray from Crossbreed will be joining us here later in the show. First thing we want to do is thank the bandwidth sponsor, Farmers Radio Network. We appreciate them allowing us to take up their bandwidth with our awesome show. And we got to see a couple of those guys last week at Shot, which was good. I thought I was going to have more time to spend with them, and it ended up that I didn't because they disappeared the next day and the day after earlier than I was expecting them to leave. So I guess I'll have to see them at NRA. Shot. Our show sponsor also is Crossbreed Holsters, who will have Murray on here a little bit later. So we'll get into that in a moment. I also want to thank Patriot Patch Company. I'm wearing a Patriot Patch shirt right now. They come and take it shirt. Love the shirt. Everybody that sees it says, "Man, I want one of those." I tell them where to get them. So Patriot Patch. They sent out some cool patches, and I don't have one of them here because I think Gunner took the whole patch kit for this month because he said they're cool and he wants them, so he took off with them. But you guys can check out Patriot Patch Company at patriotpatch.co. All right, this week's God and Gun activities. Doug's not here, so I'll go first. Uh, Church security. I did church security this last Sunday. First of the month is always my Sunday, unless I'm on the road and someone else covers for me. Um, Wednesday night did church security, and let's see what else is happening. Reading the Bible through in a year, just finishing up last year's because I got lazy and got behind, but almost finished with that. Just started a new 21-day devotional on the Bible app called 21 Day Fast. So I don't know if it's expecting me to fast during this 21 days, but it's not going to happen because I'm starving with all this working that I've been doing. But I'm going to read. I'm curious about fasting. I am being a Baptist. It's not something we talk about much. We tend to stay on the opposite end of the spectrum on fasting there. But trying to learn about it because Jesus did it. I need to know what it's about and how to do it biblically. If I could speak, that would be good. Um, so that's what I'm doing there. I've been talking with the pastor, church planter in Wyoming for a summer mission trip, and I hear a lot popping on my thing because my pop filter is broken and got knocked off, and I've got to get another one in order. So I hope it's not too disturbing. Um, I can hear it in my own headset, so I'm hoping it's not going to blow your eardrums out. And my tongue is tied and twisted, so I apologize for that. So again, working on the mission trip for the summer. Been working on dates and what we're going to be doing, the size of the team, the composition of the team that we're taking out there, and trying to get the logistics of that squared away so people can book their vacations and all that. I've got lots of things going on at the same time. Usually I have Doug cover so I can sit here and look at other things. If you guys are commenting live, I hope you're keeping it clean because I can't even be over there to filter that out. So back to reality. Uh, Guns, the daily usual concealed carry. Every day. I carried every day at SHOT Show, even though I wasn't supposed to, according to the little thing on the back of the sign, on the little name tag I had. Said we weren't supposed to be carrying, but I carried a gun and a knife and a flashlight, and I carried. What else did I carry? I carried my Steal the Gun Enhanced Lifesaver. I carried my Surefire flashlight. I did not take a auto knife because I didn't know Nevada's laws on switchblades. So I just took a standard um, folder knife. Today I'm wearing the Glock 19 and the Glock 26. And I got this new cool knife. It's a karambit, if I pronounced that right. If I didn't, blame it on Kentucky. Um, Very cool knife. Craig Sword at Miltech gave that to me. So Craig's a good guy. We're going to have him on the show in a couple weeks whenever we get our schedules to work out. Um, I think he's been on. He's been once before. It's been so long I can't remember. But I think it was Ron Bellin who introduced me to Craig eons ago at I don't know if it was at Houston, Indianapolis. I don't know. It was a long time ago. But good guy, Christian, and he listens and checks our show. And got to talk to him some while I was out at Shot Show. Let's see what else I've been doing. I'm still studying for the ham radio license. I've got the technical one. Not the technical. Yeah, the technical. If y'all hear that noise, it's snowing here and the wind's blowing like 40 miles an hour. And there's this little gap in the door of my bunker down here that air gets sucked through when it's really blowing like that. So it's not me passing gas. It's some kind of some kind of wind disturbance over there in the corner. I'm going to seal up the gaps in that door. Um, Man, I'm everywhere but where I need to be. Okay, yeah. Technical. I've got that squared away. I've taken a bunch of tests, online tests, and uh, not the E test, but practice test, and been scoring in the 90s on all those. So I feel pretty comfortable in that. Working on the general. So I'm going to try to take both tests March 3rd at a local ham fest. So excited about that. Uh, Sometimes my brain swims when I'm trying to listen to read that technical stuff. I don't know. The older I get, the more swampy it gets up there. Uh, Going to go take a tactical medical class. Being put on bulwarks. I think I'm taking a couple of my kids with me. I need to buy tickets for that. But that's coming up in a couple weeks, and then the starting strength program. I'm not officially coached by anyone. Jared's sort of coaching me, but I'm not really participating as well as I should. But I am lifting, and I am improving each week. Except for I've been having trouble with my shoulder. Um, I've got two previous blowouts in this right shoulder from bench pressing. And one of them was when I was pushing about 440 pounds in college, and something popped, and I had to rebuild it. And I got rebuilt, and then I blew it out again in my 40s. I think it was probably about 44, and I was doing 200-pound dumbbell presses, and some little weirdo kid came up beside of me while I was doing my presses and pulled the bench up right where I was going to set my dumbbell down at, and I had to swing it around and throw it under my bench. When I did, I ripped that rotator cuff again and had to rebuild it, and it's never been quite back to full par. And so now I'm getting back up into the close to 200-pound range of my bench press, and it's not working for me. So I've got to do some rehab or surgery or something to get that going. But the rest of it's going good. Squat is going well. If I can keep everything in the right place and my feet in the right place and hold my mouth right, everything works out okay. So far, no injuries. Um, so I'm enjoying that. Um, I like working out, and I would like stay in the gym for like 4 or 5 hours and just keep working out until I had nothing left. But I guess that's silly. So I limit myself to 2.5 hours. I usually work out with weights for about 2 hours and a half an hour cardio, and I've dropped 16 pounds now, and my belt size has gone way down. So it's working. I'm staying sore all the time, which is part of it. just getting used to being sore all the time. I love the endorphin. So it's a double edged sword, pain and pleasure in the same time. I'm really rambling with that, Doug. I need someone to keep me steady here. EDC check. I already said it was carrying the Glock 19, I think, and the 26 in the pocket holster and the student gun, enhanced lifesaver, carrying that in my pocket. Ratworks auto knife and Surefire ED2 Defender. I've also got the Surefire XC1, which I've heard a lot of people really trash, but I don't know why because I really like it. It's small. It puts out enough light for in the house and up close stuff. I mean, within house distance, it doesn't. It's not so bright that it sort of blinds you. If you've ever had a 600 lumen flashlight inside of a house with white walls or with a hallway, it can literally take out your night eyes. So I think the XC1 is really good. They said the XC1B has got like another 100 lumens. It's like 300 lumen, which would probably be right ideal. I think mine is fine. I mean, I can remember, when we first got the first Surefires. I mean, they were 110, 120 lumen, and we thought that was the brightest thing we'd ever seen on the earth. And now, oh, if I don't have 1,000 or 1,500 lumens, I just think that's a piece of junk. It's like, all right, but I can see with it, and I'm an old guy, so I don't know what they're talking about. I think it's people that just like to knock stuff. But what do I know? I've only been carrying conceal for 30 years or so. Comedy Corner, I had a joke. Doug usually puts the jokes in there. I had a joke that someone sent me, and I can't find it. So send it to me again. And I ran out of time because Doug bailed on me at the last minute. So I'm blaming Doug. Threw Doug under the bus, even though he's not here. I hit him with both axles, but I'm not going to back up. So listener feedback, we didn't have any other than that joke that somehow I've lost since SHOT Show. Someone sent me one like while I was at SHOT Show, and I said, "Yeah, we're going to use that." And I don't know, I don't think I deleted it, but I couldn't find it in my phone or on my computer, so I may have. Bible verse for today. Our Bible verse is coming from Isaiah. Bible verses coming from Isaiah 42, verses 5 through 9. Excuse me. Thus says the Lord, thus says God, the Lord who created the heavens and stretched them out, who spread out the earth and what comes from it, who gives breath to the people on it and spirit to those who walk in it. I am the Lord. I have called you to righteousness. I will take you by the hand and keep you. I will give you as a covenant for the people, a light for the nations, to open the eyes that are blind, to bring out the prisoners from the dungeon, from the prisons, those who sit in darkness. I am the Lord. That is my name. My glory I give to no other, nor my praise to carved idols. Behold, the former things have come to pass, and new things I now declare before they spring forth. I tell you of them. Again, Isaiah 42, 5 through 9. Of course, Isaiah was a prophet, and God gave him words to speak to us. And these are some of the words he gave us. When I hear of how they talk about the universe is ever expanding, Isaiah wrote this long before Copernicus, right? Long before all these astronomers popped into reality. And he says that he stretched them out. He stretched the heavens out. They were small. He stretched them out. This is a long time before those um, people who were flat earthers or first discovered that the Earth actually went around the sun. All this was known to Isaiah because God told him about it. It is funny. We had there's a little ongoing discussion on someone's post. I thumped Darwin and stirred up a scientist, and he was really got got his hackles up. I'm like, well, send me your information, send me your science that proves that Darwin was right. And he keeps giving me excuses and giving me excuses. What's he? He says, well, you prove me wrong. I'm like, no, you're the one that said there's 12 different uh, examples of uh, monkeys being ancestors of humans. And I'm like, well, where are they? And he's like, well. And he called me names and things like that. And so I find it amazing how whenever you challenge them to provide, factual evidence, they cite ubiquitous, unknown, or unprovable pieces of bones that later people find out to be pig bones or parts of apes or parts of monkeys or what's the other one? Um, Lucy. They found out Lucy was actually what is that? It's not a monkey, but it's like a monkey over in India, whatever. But they later on, it may not be actually human. Now the DNA evidence is sort of blowing them out of the water, and a lot of them are coming around to the intelligent design. When you see the complexities of the DNA sequencing, um, and they always like, well, if you'd went to college, well, I did go to college. I was pre med. I took pretty high advanced levels of biology, and I have seen the evidence and it doesn't sway me. I'll put it that way. And I've seen far more evidence against what they are claiming. So Darwinism is a religion, just like any other religion. If you buy into it, then you defend it, and you won't hear anything else. Um, and that's that. I'm not going to argue with those who will argue if they've got any refutable evidence. I'm going to look at it. I'm not, but most of the stuff I've seen is hoaxes and people trying to defend their faith with bits and parts of bones and trying to reassemble them in a fashion that would indicate some kind of a being that existed before man that man turned into from whatever. Don't say it. Because the Bible says we're made in God's image, and He didn't make Himself in the image of a monkey. And although we may share some DNA types, uh, a few little keystrokes can make a big difference in a computer program. It's the same way with the DNA. There are certain attributes that are common in all mammals that you will find throughout the DNA code. That doesn't mean that they're in the same ancestral line. If it were, then why would we have so many variations still here? I mean, wouldn't we have all progressed? But that's not what this show's about. So Isaiah 42, 9 through 5. Um, I'm not going to get any further into that at this point. I want to go ahead and talk about SHOT Show. And if you guys have any questions, send them to me. I'm not a scholar. I just read the Bible and try my best to understand it, and with the help of the Holy Spirit and a lot of wiser people than me, uh, get through it. And that's that. Main topic will be Murray from Crossbreed. You guys know Justin Murray. He's been on 2 3 times before, and got to spend some time with him at SHOT Show. That was good. And I'm still fighting this microphone, so please forgive me. What was SHOT Show like? Well, SHOT Show, I wasn't going to go because I've been traveling. Like the last show, I said I'm not going to go, or I was pretty certain I wasn't going to go. And I've been traveling, taking care of parents and family, parents and grandparent. Um, and I've just been running a lot and been working, getting things ready for church security, and finally got that presented and all that training done. Been working on a multitude of other things. Our children's homeschooling and that, not as much as my wife would like, probably, but just a lot of things taking my time. I was just worn out, and I really didn't feel like driving to Las Vegas because I hate flying. You guys know that. But everybody's like, "Hey, where can we meet you at?" Because I hadn't like told everybody I wasn't coming to the SHOT Show. All the guys, Crossbreed and Tears Alliance guys, and Paul and Jared were saying, "Hey, where are you gonna be at?" And I was like, uh, I don't think I'll be making it. And they're like, what? No. And so, due to peer pressure, I caved. And so the night before, it was like Monday night, I asked my wife, I said, would you hate me and throw me out of the house if I said I wanted to go to the SHOT Show? She said, I was expecting you to leave like Sunday. And I was like, so you would be mad if I like bought a plane ticket and see if I can find a room and go out there? And she's like, no, I always thought you were probably going to end up going. And so I checked the airlines. There was a plane ticket for a nonstop flight from Louisville to Las Vegas, and I went and checked our Hilton's points, and I found a condo down on the strip in Vegas that had one room left for the days I needed for like the cheapest points I've ever seen in my life. And so I was like, I guess I'm going to Vegas. And so I was able to, within like an hour of deciding, who was it I was texting? It was um it was Zach at Lone Wolf. He's like, man, you gonna be at the show? I was like, no. He's like, man, what are you talking about? He's like bummed and stuff. I was like, I really want to go. And then I texted him back like an hour later. I said, yeah, I'm coming. He's like, you dog. So guy provided a way. There was a ticket, and I tell you, it was a God thing because me being able to get a plane ticket at the last minute, I got to the airport, and so here's how I travel air. I don't like it. I like flying. I like everything about airplanes. I like everything about traveling. I don't like TSA because I don't like being touched, and I don't like being uh, treated like a criminal when I've not done anything wrong, and there's nothing in my history that I would do anything wrong. I think that's inherently wrong. Um, I understand some people thinking that's going to do it, but that's not going to do it for me. So looks like we got Justin coming on here.
How's it going?
Justin, how you doing, buddy?
Good. Sitting in
Okay,
the van. We're at Great American Outdoor Show.
you're already there. Oh, great, good deal.
Yep. Yeah. We just get coming back from setting up the booth.
Good deal. I was just telling about my SHOT Show last minute decision to go out there. I hadn't planned on going until like the last minute, and I was telling them about getting plane tickets at the last minute and condo at the last minute and just going, which is not my style. I usually plan things out way in advance. And
You're not driving?
I didn't drive. No, I actually flew out there. And they saw me when I came in, and they said, "Would you like an extra seat?" I was like, "What's that cost?" They go, "Okay, we'll take care of it." It's
Oh
like,
heck yeah!
so they give me an extra seat, and so I was like, "That's awesome." And
I hate planes. They're too small.
I know my shoulders go into other people's space and stuff, and my head goes into it. I'm like 5 foot tall from my butt up, and so I said I really don't care to be molested when I went up to the TSA guy, and he didn't like that much. But I said I don't want to be molested, and I don't want my picture uh, taken of me without clothing. So he's like, "Would you like to go into this room so you have some privacy?" He said, "No." I said, "You do your molesting right here in public so everybody can see it."
So did you get searched?
Oh yeah. Well, they rubbed you all over,
Did they search your bags and stuff?
They didn't go. They just ran through the X-ray machine. They didn't. They did not open anything up except, well, they took my CPAP apart and rubbed little uh,
Yeah,
cotton,
the swabs.
whatever, stuck them in the little machine to see if there was explosives in there. He's like,
Yeah, I usually get my bag searched, but I have a tendency to go through TSA with the I Love Guns and Coffee T-shirt on,
yeah.
and they'll pick me out 3 rows back in the crowd.
Oh yeah, they pick me out every time.
Yeah.
So I'm just used to it, but I don't like it. You know, so but it was as good as it could be with TSA involved. Um, I'll just leave it at that. Southwest was great. They were hilarious. Their stewardess, or what do they call them now? Flight attendants were hilarious. Uh, they were really accommodating, and they gave me a free seat out, and they gave me a free seat back, and so everybody wanted to be my friend that day and have the seat that I had open on the other side of me, and so it worked out well. But now that you're here, let's go ahead and talk about Crossbreed's new holster. I've got the holster. You guys bequeathed it to me.
Have you tried it on yet?
On me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I wore it earlier. I'm not wearing it this moment, so I can show it. But here it is with my Kimber Crimson Carry.
Oh yeah.
And nice tight fit there. But and my crimson needs to be clean because I haven't shot since last time I haven't cleaned it
Yeah,
since.
you don't need to clean guns.
Oh yeah, I clean them usually because these 1911s. If you don't clean them, they don't work, man. They're not like
I know. Yeah, they don't.
but fits nice in there. So this is the new. What do you guys call this holster? You call it the what?
The pancake leather holster.
Pancake leather holster.
Yeah, we went really sophisticated with the name. No, we just kept it simple because it's just a pancake leather holster, so it's just the easiest thing to call it.
Yeah, and so there's some options now. There are going to be more options later. You said.
Yeah, so right now we've got the small and the medium size is what we're calling it, which is anything from like your XDS shields, 43s, 42s, your SIG 365 as soon as it's in the shop, stuff like that. And then the mediums are 1911s, the Glocks, the M&Ps, P10Cs, things like that. And then the large one will actually be a light and laser bearing model. So you'll be able to have your lights and lasers on that one.
So how are those going to progress? You foresee that happening all that this year, or is it going to be?
Oh yeah. I mean, it'll probably be over the next few months. So, like everything else, those are still completely handmade. We're doing them one off. So I think we wanted to launch just two because we're also going to do the brown ones, and then eventually the next part of the series will be having a snap or retention snap on the top. Hand making, and we wanted to make sure that we didn't launch it all at once and not be able to keep up. We don't want to have a huge wait time or anything on them.
Right.
So we just did the first two, which we knew was going to be the majority of the really popular models, and then we'll do the light one, and then we'll come out with the brown ones.
Okay, cool. And the price point you were talking about at the show, I've seen they're already online. You guys came out today online with it.
Yeah, and I think what's the introductory price online? 69.
Let me click over here. Show me everything but the price. Now it's reloading. What did I do wrong? The hell am I mouth wrong? I think it was 69. Yeah, 69.95.
Yeah.
So,
and there's not a lot of really handmade, genuinely handmade leather holsters out there for $69. There's a lot of overseas made leather holsters for $69.
Right. And so we'll show them the profile here. So as you explained to me how
Yeah.
that profile, you can see the leather on the top part is longer than
Correct.
down here on the bottom. So that makes that more rigid.
Right. So you don't have that collapsing problem where if you have two pieces that are the same size, your holster wants to turn flat again because the two pieces are the same size. No matter how well you mold that top piece, it still wants to go back to being the same size.
Right.
The more you wear it, and doing this, it just solves that problem. And then we still put a stiffener in the top,
Yeah.
just to keep it so it's even more rigid and it doesn't wear out so fast on that top edge.
And you can see the stitching in there, and you can see how it's made. So.
Yeah, and it's 277 stitching all the way around. So it's the same stitching as we use on our belts. Yeah, it's just built to last a long time.
Now, this leather is it cow leather or is it horse hide?
No, it's cow. It's the same leather that we use on our belts and on our holsters. It just does. We don't permeate it with the oils because we tried to do it with the ones that the leather that's really permeated with the oils.
Yeah.
But the forming part, that leather never gets hard. That's the whole point of the leather we use, like on the Super Tuck. It never gets hard. It always stays soft. And you need a pancake holster to have some stiffness to it so it'll keep its shape.
Right. It's rigid and it would probably not have the same kind of finish either. That's slick.
Right. Yeah. Those get buffed and then they get a sheen put on top of them.
Yeah, they look slick and they feel great and they're not overly heavy. I mean, some of those leather holsters you get real bulky, and they feel almost like they break if you, they
Yeah,
just
they're almost hard. Well, a lot of them are dipped. There's a lot of companies, that when they're trying to make them rapid, especially by machines, they're on a conveyor and they dip them in lacquer, so they're lacquered top, bottom, inside, and out, and
Mhm.
lacquer doesn't want to flex.
Right. Yeah, it would crack and dry out and all that. So
Yeah.
cool deal. So you guys are already at the Great American. You up and going then, huh?
Yep. Yeah, we were setting up the booth till about 15 minutes ago. So we're trying to get it all ready to go. We have some awesome show specials. We got belts on sale, holsters on sale, and then we're doing Saturday. If you'll watch Crossbreed Holsters on Facebook, we'll
Mhm.
have a live and show you what we're giving away at the show. We're actually going to have a giveaway with some big items, and then we're going to have a giveaway that's at the show that if you come to our booth at the show, you get something. So it's pretty cool.
Slick, slick.
I'll save you one.
Yeah, I'm thinking about. I've been wanting to come up there, but I don't know. It's snowing here already. Is it snowing up there yet?
No, it's raining, but it's about 3 degrees above freezing. So I have a feeling it's going to change really quick.
That's what happened this last year. It had like a freezing rain and then snow.
Yeah.
Driving on top of that, yeah, it was slick. I was in my truck. I didn't feel too bad, but it was a long ways to be from home, away from home, on top of ice.
Yeah. Tomorrow we're hoping to get over to Gettysburg as long as the weather's nice. So I've been coming up here 4 years and haven't yet to go see some of the cool things in our country's history over here.
Hershey Museum. Go to the Hershey Museum, man.
Is it full of chocolate?
It's full of chocolate. They have
Oh.
chocolate they just like hand out.
Now Carol went to that last year. She went over and did the chocolate thing. I'd rather see the Civil War stuff.
Well, you can do both. You're gonna be there like a whole week and a half, you know.
Yeah, yeah, but from Saturday to Sunday is working in the booth. So,
Oh, you can slip out of there. They won't miss you.
well, but if I slip out of there, I want to go shopping.
You saw everything at Shot Show. I saw you was all over the place.
Oh yeah, but this stuff you can buy. You can't buy anything at Shot Show.
You can. You got to slip the money underneath a card, and then you got to hand it over.
No,
Did you hear?
they yell at you a lot.
Somebody got busted at Shot. Did you hear about that?
No.
Somebody got busted for selling at the show and got like kicked out for life.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a big no-no. I mean, you're not supposed to sell anything at all.
Yeah. What was it? Lucky Shot. Have you seen their stuff?
Uh-uh.
They got the glasses with a bullet in them, and
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yep.
and these kind of bottle openers that, and they've got all kinds of little novelty things. Well, they got prices on them, and they got like price sheets, and they're like on little sales display things. I'm like, how are they not getting busted for selling? Because you can see that a lot of them are gone now. And I wonder if they were the ones that got busted. But they did have this really cool cigar ashtray made out of a 120 millimeter Abrams tank shell,
Oh, that'd be awesome.
and I got one. So I
So
mean, I didn't get one there.
do they do stuff with the show?
What's that?
Do they do stuff with the show?
With our show?
Yeah,
No, not yet.
you need
I'm
them
working on
to.
it. I know it was cool, man. It was the coolest cigar ashtray I've ever seen. But the dude's this big around.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's made out of that bottom part of that shell casing, and still got the big primer. It's got primer this big in it. About a 2-inch primer in the bottom of it. It's hilarious.
So if you send
But
them a bullet, will they make a shot glass out of your bullet?
I don't know. Well, I mean, they have like a shot glass with a bullet penetrating it.
Right.
But it's like Lucky Shot. Is the name of the group. Free promotion there. But it was. I was wondering how they got away with it. There were several other places that were like had display items and like Surefire lights.
Yeah.
They're like, here, you want to take this and slap me a hundred, and we're good. Uh,
We did not have anything for sale at
I
Shot
know
Show.
you have nothing, man. You guys are like in this little booth on the table. I was like, man, this is like 1/10 the size of your normal booth.
Yeah, it takes a long time to get a bigger booth at Shot Show.
Yeah,
So,
unless you are really greasing the palms are in there. Because I saw
yeah.
Vortex had like their own whole town over there.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah.
stuff
You have
from
to Vista Outdoors. It's huge.
Yeah, I mean, Vortex, you like walk into this whole area and like everything's Vortex. Of course, they were still in the basement. They hadn't moved up yet.
Well, and I wonder if they want to stay because their booth this year was bigger than it was last year. So I'm wondering if they're doing that, on purpose because they have a huge booth downstairs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I enjoyed the show. It wasn't as many people there. To me, it seemed like it was a lot less people.
Yeah, I think so. And what we kind of noticed was it wasn't so much that there was less dealers or less, buying people or, like that. I think this year they were cracking down. I know at least they were with vendors on just who got badges.
Yeah,
Either you were a vendor, you were an exhibitor, or you were media. And I
mhm,
think they're just trying to narrow down on that to make sure that it's that people are coming in and not just kind of browsing around. A
right.
lot of people have their industry pricing there, and you're just having somebody general from the public that got to take it just to get in. It probably
Yeah,
isn't so good getting that.
yeah. The one thing I did hate though was somebody was giving out crates on wheels, and I hated those things because every time you walk around a corner, you're tripping over some
Yeah,
70-year-old dragging around 600 pounds of material. Those
yeah,
things.
and it's just full of stacks of catalogs.
Yeah, you gonna fly home with that? I mean,
Yeah, yeah, TSA loves that. Your 400-pound suitcase full of catalogs.
yeah, everybody was trying to hand me a magazine or a catalog. I don't want any paper. I said that stuff weighs a lot. I said I gotta fly home. I said you want to send me something? You can send it in the mail. I said well, I'm not gonna pack anything on an airplane. So
Well,
what
and
was?
everything's digital.
I know why everybody still giving out print? I mean,
You can walk up and scan the QR code and get the whole entire catalog. I don't know why you need to pick one up.
I know, but they're handing somebody's printing out 100,000 of them things and they want to hand them out at the show. But it'll be the same way in NRA. There'll be a lot of people that'll pack that paper around all day long and break their
Oh
shoulder.
yeah.
So tell me anything else that you guys have that since the last time we spoke? Um, was it? It's not the Founder Series. What was it? The
Um. Yeah. Last time was probably the founders.
was the Founders the last one we talked about?
Maybe. Yeah. Probably.
Yeah,
I know we're working on like some. We're looking at doing some different color, like on our crossover buckles, and we're also looking at some different options on the crossover buckles. Some material things, just to make a different look and feel. I know we have a couple new belts in the work. We're looking at doing, the women's reversible gun belt that we have,
yeah,
that we're looking at doing a men's version of that. Right now we're a lot of our buckles are all custom designed by us, and we're working on building that buckle that will stand up to a guy. That's the hard part, is guys are so hard on buckles.
yeah,
And
especially
keep
me.
it. Yeah. Yeah. We just need it where it can reverse and not stretch out, and the spring will stay solid on it and things like that. So that's the design we're working on right now on it.
Yeah, that reversible part would be really difficult. It would probably shoot across the room and take somebody's eyeball out if I tried to wear something like that.
Well, it just the way all reversible belts are is you pull,
Smell.
in the tension method and turn them. Well, that doesn't work if you're trying to do something that's for support. Then it's always pulled out. So we're trying to figure out a different mechanism to make it work like that.
Well, there's got to be a way.
Oh yeah, we've got a few ideas. It's just taking those through idea into actually machining metal.
Yeah, maybe like a spring-loaded pin instead of the buckle switching around. It stays the same, and the pin is pulls in enough to let the belt through.
Yeah, see,
It
we
goes
might need
back
to
into
chat.
a hole. Yeah, I was an engineering guy for a long time. So
Yeah, I wasn't. I was the
yeah,
top.
I
I can
used to
break
solve
stuff. I'm good at that part.
I used to solve manufacturers' problems and trying to figure out a new way of doing it. That was pretty much what I did for a living. That and sales. So, but getting off the subject. So you're going to be at the Great American. So people up in the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania area, you'll
Yeah,
be
even in the New York area. I mean, what were we, an hour and 45 minutes from New York?
well,
3 hours
we're
from
in
Pittsburgh. Oh,
New Jersey. I mean, it's not just across the way there from New Jersey.
yeah, New Jersey. Of course, we get a lot of Massachusetts people in, but yeah, I mean, even Ohio, it's not a bad drive from a bunch of places. But yeah, I mean, if you want to see everything, I mean everything outdoors, that's the
Mhm.
place to go. You can go buy your truck, your ATV, your canoe, your log cabin, your camper to pull behind it, and all the gear to fit them all in.
Yeah, and you can buy fur hats and fur
Yeah,
things and
or
fur.
just furs in general.
Yeah, just pelts.
Yeah, buy you a wolf.
Yeah. My daughter bought a foxtail last year. She loves it. Like, what are you gonna do with it? I'm just gonna hang it on the wall. Okay. But I enjoyed the show. It was nice. It was packed. I was surprised how many people were there. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
they said right at 200,000 people last year.
yeah, it's nuts. I mean, it makes the NRA look like nothing. NRA annual meetings like what 40% of that.
Yeah, probably 40. Yeah, at most 40% of that. It's
Yeah, so
huge.
60, 70.
It's amazing how many people go.
Yeah, and I mean, everything's packed. Every aisle's packed. Every hallway, every restroom. I
Yeah,
mean, but it is you will see everything. It is complete outdoor show as you were saying, and it's 9 days, right, or seven
yeah,
days,
9 days long.
nine
Yep,
days long. So like
Saturday, Sunday.
everybody is like about dead by day five, and then you got 4 more days of that.
Well, and the best part is you can put that many people in a building, all within close proximity, and nobody really gets frustrated or gets, upset they can't go anywhere because they're so used to going to it. They're so used to that many people in there. They're just okay with it. They
Yeah,
just take their time and walk along and go through, and it's pretty cool because there's a lot of shows you go to when you put that many people in, they start getting upset because they can't get around very well.
yeah. I mean, the most frustrating part was getting from the parking lot to the to the event.
Yeah,
So you have to park, up off-site location, grab a bus, which they run them fast. I mean, you're not standing around very long, but and those buses are running, full on all day long, running people to and from the parking lots. They do a good job.
yeah, yeah. It's just a lot of people try to move in and out.
So you got show specials coming up. People need to be watching their emails if they don't already get the emails or the Facebook feeds. They need to subscribe to those so they can get those good deals.
Yep. Yeah, definitely watch Facebook. If you're going to the show on Saturday or Sunday, watch our Facebook. And then also you can just look at our website or look at our Facebook page for our show specials.
Awesome. All right. Well, I know you got a lot to do and you're probably hungry, ready to go eat. So I'll let you.
Oh, starving.
I'll let you go. If I make it up there, I'll say hello. If I don't, I'll see you in was it Dallas, right?
Awesome. Yep. And whenever we get the light holster ready to go, I'll send you one out because I know you want to test that
Yeah,
light on that holster.
I do. My Glock 19 needs a new
Yeah.
holster. All right.
All right. You have a
Thank
great
you.
night.
All right. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, we appreciate Justin coming on with us. And I'm sorry if you guys are commenting over here on this other window. I am not seeing anything. Trashing it up here. Absolute garbage. Thank you so much, Tim. I appreciate it. I did check over there and now I regret it. All right. So, hey, the pop filter is gone. So you can see my facial hair. If that was what we were missing. Um, or I could just do like this to make it look like usual. Tim knows what I'm talking about. Okay. I lost my show notes. Okay. Back over here. So again, Shot Show was great as far as being able to see all the new products. There was a tremendous amount of new products. There were some interesting things. There's always some solutions to problems no one has. I think we still have Justin over here. He hasn't hung up yet or something. Let me eject him. I'm ejecting. I ejected. You're ejected. Okay, Murray's gone. Um, so I did see, as I said, some solutions to problems I didn't know existed. You see those every year, and they're interesting concepts, but they usually don't work out. There are the new Sig 365. It is a very thin profile gun. I did hold it and cycle it, and the trigger is amazing in it. I don't know how all that's going to transmit to actually shooting it because I didn't get to go to the shooting portion of the show to try it out because I didn't get there till Wednesday. But as far as its thin and feel, I would compare it to the Springfield XDS, but it's got what is it got? It's got 8 round, 10 round, and 12 round capability, and that's through longer magazines. So it'll probably be California, New York compliant if they want sending guns there to be destroyed in testing to get approved. But it is a really nice thin gun. How it will shoot, I'm not sure. It does feel a whole lot better than any other SIG I've ever held, just because I know SIG's original handgun grips just weren't made for my hands. They have a um, weird palm swell on the back of it. So there's that. But I did like it. I did like the way it felt. I liked the way it was set up. I did look at the Kinnick TP9 variants. Um, they're okay. I mean, I'd have to shoot one to see how they are. I probably need to get a hold of one somewhere. Maybe I can go and shoot Paul's this summer. I'm gonna be in Wyoming. Maybe I can stop by his house and he'll let me shoot in his backyard or something. Try one out. Maybe someone right here. I think someone at church told me that they had bought one. Maybe I need to ask them to try it out or see if I can get somebody to send me one of those to try out. Bud's Gun Shop or Kentucky Gun Company said something about maybe helping us on the show, sponsoring us because they're just like 25 miles from my house. So probably I'll go over there and see if they would let me shoot one if they carry them. I haven't even looked to see if they carry them. I'm rambling, but SHOT Show was good. I did go by every one of the major manufacturers' booths. I did run into all the guys at Atlas Defense. Ran into Zeke and Marty, left hand. Uh, who else did we talk to? We were with Keltec. I saw all the Keltec guys. I did like that new survival rifle. It is like a stick, pretty much. It's a rear magazine, bottom injecting, so it's ambidextrous. Shoots uses a regular AR-15 magazine. Um, Very compact, very clean aesthetics. The sights fold down for throwing into a backpack. That would be a great truck gun. I mean, seriously. I've not shot it, of course, but looks like it'd be a great gun. Maybe Chad will let us do a T&E on it once they get sufficient production out there. But I did enjoy the way it looked. Its mechanics, the way you could access mag release, everything was really nice and comfortable. Felt good. Of course, it's that bullpup design, so all your weight's towards the rear, so it's going to be something you can shoot one handed if you had to. It's just a really nice design gun. I liked it, liked the concept. What else was there I saw? Oh, we talked with Justin. I saw some novelty items I thought was pretty funny and pretty unique and interesting. Crossbreed's booth was busy the whole time I was there. Frog Lube guys were busy. I went and saw Dwight over at Seal One. Dwight, and he's of course, ex Navy SEAL, SEAL One lubricants, and he's given me some things. At Axelson Tactical had given me SEAL One products with the rifle, and so I've used it. It's good stuff. It's I don't have anything wrong with it. I like Frog Lube, especially on my pistols and shotguns and things like that. I like what was it? Modern Spartan systems. I like that on my bolt action rifles. It's really improved the accuracy on there. So there's a lot of good lubricants out there. Just find what you want. Uh, we haven't really been pushing Frog Lube. I mean, I use it, but they're not sponsoring our show anymore. So we've we pretty much are. I've always used what I wanted to. I like Frog Lube. It's good stuff. I can't say anything really bad about it. But I've got other people asking me to sponsor the show, their lubricant company. So we're looking around. We're talking to them. Um, we've got a couple of new sponsors that'll be coming on in the next few weeks. You'll hear that we picked up at the show, so that was good. What else did we see there? I saw all kinds of things at SHOT Show. I saw grown men crying. No, I saw I saw a lot of the same stuff I've seen before. A lot of AR-15 in every color and every attachment. I did not see one with a chainsaw. I've seen patches and T-shirts and lots of memes, but I haven't seen the actual chainsaw mounted to an AR-15 um, in person. I've seen some videos, but what else was the new thing this year? Um, Lots of 9 millimeters. carbine. So I went to Lone Wolf. Yeah, Zach at Lone Wolf. So Zach, the impetus for getting me to go to the shot show at the last minute, went and visited with him and Jr. Jr. is the owner of Lone Wolf. They have a new affiliate program, which we're going to be looking at try to get going uh, to help support our show. And talked to those guys for a while. They have some really cool new variant that if you want to build your own Glock, they have lowers, Glock lowers like the polymer 80 type lowers, but they're already like pre-made. You don't have to put them in a drill press and make them. They're ready to go. Uh, all kinds of different grip thicknesses, different shapes, different textures, different colors. So if you've not checked out Lone Wolf, they have. If you want to build a Glock, they've got some of the coolest designs and textures. I'm thinking about building a 20 or a 10 millimeter. I might build a long slide instead of like a 40. Was it 40, 41? One that's a 10 millimeter. I may build one of those just for packing around shooting coyotes with here. Um, Trying to think which one that was, but of course they have slides. They have they can custom engrave, custom laser cut. They're just really got a lot of flexibility. They were telling me about they have a new gun range there at their shop, so they can test product right there at this shop as they're going, and so their quality assurance is really improved. Um, what else did they have? Oh, they got a new carbine. They've got a new carbine already out in 45, just coming out in 9 millimeter. And I always ask the question, how about 10 millimeter? And they said, that's probably going to be the next one because they said that the 40 and the 10 millimeter pretty much same diameter and all that. And since they've already got the pressures for the 45, they felt comfortable that they could handle the 10 millimeter. So someday down the road, maybe there'll be a 10 millimeter carbine using Glock magazines, and that would be cool. So they've got this. They're building their own carbine, so they're a lot more better priced than the other carbines they were working. Their AR-15 pistol carbine type design. Excuse me, rambling on. Uh, and so that was a new one. And Falcor, I was at Falcor's booth. Uh, I love the Falcor rifles. I love my Falcor Reese. That is an awesome gun, and they now have an AR-15 pistol, which is really awesome. I'll put a video on Instagram and Facebook for you guys that want to see it. I think it was like purple colored, but it's a 9 millimeter right now. And I said, Montana guys, I said, Falcor's made in Montana. I said, you guys surely are looking at 10 millimeter. He goes, that's the next one we're going to produce. He said, seriously, because I'd harassed him whenever they put the first video out about the pistol, about they need a 10 millimeter bear repellent version, and they like that, and so they swear that that's the next version coming out. So if Falcor comes out with a 10 millimeter uh, AR pistol, I'll be buying one because I've harassed them and now they've stepped up to the plate. So we'll see if they do that or not. As any more people harass me, yeah, yeah, I'm running solo tonight. Wally, uh, Doug is sick. For you guys that wondering where Doug's at, Doug said he was coughing and wheezing and snot blowing and crying like a baby. What was it? Oh, he feel horrible. He's freezing. His voice is gone, and he's sick. So pray for Doug because he's been standing out in the frigid cold waters of Arkansas for most of the winter. Now he gets sick when he gets home. That's the way it works. But he and his boat and his ATV and all his equipment are back home safely in Georgia. Was looking forward to catching up with him. He was out in the duck blind the whole time I was out at SHOT Show, and so was looking forward to reuniting. Next show is going to be 200, episode 200. So we're going to have to like do something interesting if we get the people to show up for 200. And we've gotten behind all of the other shows that started when we started. I think they're all in like the 230s or something. Uh, but we're not as professional as they are, and we apologize. And for being out so much, I do apologize. We have just been Doug's been busy with duck hunting and life and grandbabies. He's had two grandbabies in the last couple of months, and I've had family issues, just taking care of family members, being traveling, and then shot show. So there's all my excuses. Take them or leave them. Shot show. I probably won't go back next year unless I'm just really bored of my brain. I didn't see enough there, and everybody I saw there, I can see at NRA. Um, I don't mind going every few years if they send me if they send me a tag, I'm whatever credentials, I might go again. If things aren't busy, but this year it was sort of strange that I was able to go with everything going on. But I do enjoy everything about it, but being in Las Vegas, just the cost of it. I mean, every time I went somewhere, a taxi cab was $20. So you got $20 here, $20 there, $20 over here. You could walk, but I was walking 8 miles a day, 7 to 8 miles a day on the floor, and then it was another mile walk, a mile and a half walk, a mile and 2/10 walk back to my hotel room. So that added another 5 miles a day, uh, or not 5 miles, 3 miles a day. Uh, and I just didn't have it in me. My feet look like a hamburger at the end of it anyway. Um, so that was Justin and Crossbreed. And if you guys are going to be up in the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, within half a day driving, I would go. It's a great show. You can get around. You just don't get frustrated, like he was saying. People just move at their pace, and you just go with the flow. It's not that you're walking that far. There's just a whole lot in a pretty decent size area. The always are really tight. So you just got to move along with the flow of it, but you can see probably everything you'd want to see as far as guns, uh, and just all kinds of outdoor. I mean, camping, hunting, fishing, trapping, anything outdoors related. You can pretty much find it there. It was just a really unique show, and I would like to go back. It's just I don't really want to travel in that weather, and I've got a daughter that's having a birthday this weekend, and I got a daughter that's having a birthday next weekend, and I'm supposed to be going to a tactical medical class in 2 or 3 weekends from now. So my plate's a little bit already scheduled, and I've got several things else going on. So if I can squeeze it in, I'm gonna try to do it. But at this point, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. I keep getting messages from people. Sorry, getting distracted. All right, so how can you help out the show real quickly? If I can get my tongue to work, Patreon. We've got a bunch of people that are great that support us, and I'm not going to read all the names because we keep having more people add on, and you guys know who you are, and I owe you guys a rebate for last month because we just weren't here to do the shows, and so whenever I get that thing, I'll just send the money back because that wouldn't be fair to you guys. And the shirts that I had purchased were garbage, literally. And so I've sent them back, and I've got a new supplier that has sent me a preliminary artwork and hoping to get that placed in here quickly. So the guys that owe shirts to, you guys will be getting those. And then we still have patches in the store. We still have stickers. We still got have lots of stickers. We have some of the um, mouse pads, and what else we have? We had some others. We got some other patches. They're on the store. You guys know where it's at. So we thank for our Patreon guys. We thank NRA. If you're not a member of the NRA, join the NRA. They'll send us a little bit of love. Use our link, our show notes. You can find that in on our website. You can find it on Farms Radio Networks site, and just click on that link, and it'll take you to the NRA, and they'll send us love. Devore, DVR, love their stuff. I'm all the time buying clothes and accessories there. Bought a whole bunch of proper pants and shorts and shirts, and really like their clothing. Holds up well, washes, and you just wash it and hang it up, and it looks good. Um, so use their link. They'll send us a little bit of love. Laser activated shot reporter. I didn't see John at the shot show. I saw some of his competitors, so I don't know if they just, I would think that probably it'd be more of a consumer thing that probably would be worth their investment at shot. It'd be more worth investing at NRA and at the Great American Show. Use a coupon code GANDG to get 10% off. If you don't know what laser activated shot reporter is, you go to lasrapp.com and you can see videos and every kind of description about it. Hoplite Armor. I did hang out with Lyman for a little bit. Lyman Bishop is owner of Hoplite Armor. They are selling their shoulder pads now through another company, so they're really busy, and we appreciate Lyman. He is a God fearing man who has moved from California to Montana and who is really convicted to share the gospel. And so we pray for Lyman to be successful in his new venture that he's working on there. And I'm sure we probably have him on the show sometime in the future to talk about that. And but I was walking down the hallway and he goes, "Troy," and I turn around and there's Lyman, and he's changed a little bit, and I've changed a little bit. So we were surprised each other recognized each other, and so it was good catching up with him. But Hoplite Armor, we're affiliate, and if you click on that link on our show notes, you can buy body armor and all kinds of cool stuff, helmets and shields, and just really neat stuff. And they'll send us some love. Zija, godandguns.myzija.com. I take it every day. It helped me keep going. I didn't get sick at shot like a lot of people did. Uh, I took lots of vitamin C. I took my Zija, and I've been using my Zija the whole time working out. They've got some products I use during the workout, after the workout. So there's that. Crossbreed holsters. We didn't talk about Crossbreed all night, so we're going on to Axles and Tactical. Use promo code God and Guns if you want to get a discount on your pistol or rifle or apparel or all the cool stuff they got at Axles and Tactical. We're also Antares Life member, so you can check out Antares Alliance members using their show link. NRA Armed Citizen tonight. It's usually a Doug thing, but since Doug's not here, I pulled it up. Well, I thought it. Excuse me. Sorry to cough. 83-year-old retired Maryland teacher shoots intruder. Joseph Parker is an 83-year-old retired Prince George County school teacher who lives alone and keeps a pistol under his pillow. Early Wednesday, he used the gun to shoot an intruder who came crashing through his bedroom door, according to an account given by Parker to reporters the next morning. He said, "I didn't want to kill anybody, but I didn't want to be killed," Parker said. He said the incident happened at the 11,700 block of Chantilly Lane in Mitchellville, Maryland, just after midnight Wednesday morning, according to Prince George County Police. Police said a wounded suspect was discovered in the front of the home about 2 blocks more away more than an hour later. The man was taken to the hospital. Police have not announced charges or released his identity. According to Parker, he woke up just before midnight to take his medication and heard noises he thought might be animals trying to get into the house. Then he heard crashing. Parker said he decided to stay in his bedroom. I said, "Well, if he exits the house without coming in this room, I'm going to give him a pass," Parker said. "But if he comes in this room, I'm not going to give him a pass." And when he crashed in my bedroom door, I was sitting there waiting for him. They said the man was struck by 2 bullets. Parker said the intruder fled through the basement door. The home had been target of a break-in Sunday evening that left the garage door damaged. Parker said the retired school teacher and former adjunct college professor noted he had never had an incident at the address in 33 years of living there. Estimates of how often guns are displayed in self-defense vary wildly. Guns are used in self-protective behaviors in about 67,000 times a year, according to the Bureau of Justice Statistics National Crime Victimization Survey, as reported in the 2015 analysis by the Violence Policy Institute that compares to the 2.5 million times a year claimed by the National Rifle Association. So I think 67,000 times enough is enough times a year. But if it's 2.5 million times, then there's that. By contrast, 2012, there were 11,208 homicides, 21,175 suicides, 505 deaths due to accidental negligent discharge of a firearm, and 281 deaths due to firearm use with undetermined intent, according to the FBI. And about 235,000 guns were stolen that year. 235,000 guns. People lock your guns up if you can't kick. If they ain't on, you put them in a safe. 235,000 guns. That must have been just from the Fast and Furious. What do you think? That's a lot of guns. Don't leave your guns around. They need to be on you or locked up. My feeling. Back to my show notes. So that was our guiding. That was our guide. I am totally lost without Doug. Y'all pray for me. NRA Armed Citizen for the week. I'm going to wrap it up. Since Doug's not here, he can't object. Send your feedback to Troy at guidinggunspodcast.com or Doug at guidinggunspodcast.com. Tell your friends about us. Leave us an iTunes review. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/guidinggunspodcast. Subscribe to us and follow us on YouTube. And I'm not going to try to pull up that YouTube because it would be like, a month of Sundays trying to read all those digits. Twitter, you can follow us on Twitter at Guiding Guns Pod. Search for us on Instagram. I've been putting a lot of pictures of me in the gym just because I'm trying to hold myself accountable to let you guys know I'm actually in the gym working out. And if I don't post it, then maybe you guys will harass me. So that's your call. Say, hey, where's your gym picture at? Are you working out? Hold me accountable, guys. I need it. I'm a fat guy with excuses. So Instagram, MeWe. I do gun trades over there. I haven't been over MeWe. I don't know how long because I haven't really had any money to trade guns with. Website is guidinggunspodcast.com. It's intermittent. I've been working on it, but it still has its issues. Until next time, have a blessed week and keep your guns close, but your Bible closer. Anybody left over here watching? There's 3 or 4 people over here. Yep. That's all the comments. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next week, God willing, and the creeks don't rise, or the snow don't get too deep, or something like that. Night.